Hello everyone! In Shadowmoon Valley, there's an area where the Draenor kids are taught about their own history. The teacher talks about Argus, the homeplanet of the Draenor, how Sargeras approached the Maladaar and tried to convert him into his legion, how the Naaru showed Velen the way and helped him escape together with his people. They did a similar thing during Mr. Pandaria with the Song of Luleng, and I like that they implemented this again. Not a lot of people are familiar with the origin story of the Maladaar, and since they retconned the story during the Burning Crusade, it's handy to have this in-game. I've already covered the story of Velen and the Draenor. I've also covered the story of the Naaru, so if you want more details, I'll link those two videos in the description. With that history, there's an interesting storyline going on inside Shadowmoon Valley. Those that followed Velen, they did this because they believed what he said. They believed that Sargeras was wrong for them, that joining the Burning Legion would turn them into Man'ari, and that the Naaru were the way to go. In our reality, things happened just as the Naaru predicted. They constantly told Velen to stay out of the way, since he and his people, they were needed for a bigger purpose. This would eventually lead them to Azeroth, team up with the Horde and Alliance, defeat Kil'jaeden, and possibly work towards forming the Army of Light. In this reality, things didn't go as planned. Velen's visions were wrong and mixed and twisted, and all of this happened since Kairos, Dormu and Garrosh, they messed up with the time waves and they messed up things. So several of the Draenor, they actually began to doubt. We find out about all of this in a questline given by Exarch Maladaar. In our reality, Maladaar was driven mad by losing all his people, and his dedication to the preservation of their memory has driven him to the mastery of dark arts. We took him out in the Akunai crypts, and his spirit will later show up if you do the questline and ask for forgiveness. In this reality, Maladaar is still alive and kicking, and we save him from the Shattered Hand clan in the Tanaan jungle. In Shadowmoon Valley, we're trying to get the Exarchs ready to go to war against the Iron Horde, we're trying to get them to ally with the Alliance, but ever since that experience, nothing is the same. Maladaar is constantly hearing whispers, and he's certain that they've been infiltrated. We're asked to follow a trail of fell magic, while Maladaar joins the rest of the Exarchs. Inside the cave, we find the Shadow Council Tome of Curses, a flesh-bound book upon an unholy altar. A Sister of Secrets shows up, who tries to stop us from reporting this news, but thankfully she's quite easy to bring down, and we take some notes before burning the book. The tome was dedicated to explaining how to enchant weapons with fell energy, which could be used to ensnare a victim's soul. Upon returning to the council, we find that Exarch Hataru has been stabbed in the back with a fell corrupted dagger. Exarch Otar says that Exarch Nyali was overheard arguing with Hataru, but they always argue. A previous questline had you teaming up with Hataru, power up a defense crystal, mess up the local wildlife, and this caused a discussion between Nyali and Hataru, so these two were always going at each other, and it doesn't like she would have to kill him. Maladaar suspects that more is going on, especially after we tell him about the tome, so he wants to communicate with the spirit of the dead. Akam and Otar, they tell him no, they even forbid him to do this, but Maladaar doesn't care. He just wants to know the truth, and he invites us to witness the ritual. Together with Soulbinder Niami, he pulls the spirit of Hataru out of his body, but as he does, several demons pop up, and Niami tells him that they should stop. That they're tearing Hataru's soul apart, but Maladaar needs to know. He asked Hataru what they wanted from him, and Hataru says, Arkin Doon, they wanted the Exarch's orders. Maladaar then asks who killed him, and Hataru points at Soulbinder Niami. Soulbinder Niami then quickly stops the ritual, and she makes up an excuse saying that she was saving Hataru's soul, and that he was pointing at her, calling out for help. His spirit is safe now, but a quick sneak peek at the dungeon journal tells a different story. Maladaar doesn't have access to the dungeon journal, and he orders Niami to take the body and lay it to rest in Arkin Doon. So now we know that one of the Exarchs is a traitor, since Hataru was killed in order of an Exarch. We're given a focusing lens, which will reveal any cloaked fell energy, and if we place it on a high enough point, it should act like a beacon, lighten up anyone in town who reeks of the fell taint. On top of the Exarch's rise, Exarch Otar awaits. He tells us that we can trust him and that he will handle the situation from this point on, but naturally, during such an investigation, you can trust no one. We still place the lens, and naturally, Otar's betrayal is revealed. Throughout the fight, he says, "Damn him! I thought I got rid of Maladaar when I gave him up to the Iron Horde. Yes, I had Hataru killed, and you are next. I am not the traitor here. It was the false prophet Velen who betrayed our people. I serve our true master now, the Legion whose call I once denied. My Lord Sargeras will scourge this pathetic world as he has countless others. I have sworn the sacrament. I have taken my new name, Socrefar. Fun fact, in our reality, Ovar also became Socrefar and we killed him in the Netherstorm. Now after hitting him around for a while, he will shield himself and teleport away, but when next time we will meet, it will be on his terms. Tell the remaining exarchs to number their days. Upon completing the questline, Maladaar says that he'll quickly have to go to Arkin Doon to fix the situation, while the remaining exarchs finally have come to a decision. The Alliance has their full support on Draenor. As a reward, we get to pick a new follower for the garrison, and for now, that's where the questline ends. What I found rather strange about all of this is that the Draenei, they've been following Velen and the Naaru around the galaxy for thousands of years, and only because his visions proved to be false, they decide to team up with Team Shadow Council and Team Sargeras. That seems a bit strange in my eyes, after so many years of cruising around the galaxy, being pursued by the Legion, hopping from planet to planet. Apparently now that these visions prove to be false, now is the time to join Sargeras. I know that this is alternative reality, I know it's an alternative timeline, but yeah, it just seems a little bit strange in my eyes. But on the other hand, it also makes for some very, very interesting story development. I've been looking around the zones, and on the stream we eventually got into Shafran, only this time there were actually NPCs. I've tried to go back there after the stream to record it properly, but I've been unable to since it constantly teleports me away, so you have to trust my words, and we did get some screenshots of it. Surrounding Shafra, there are a ton of demons and Eredar and all kinds of Burning Legion troops, which shows that we'll see a much more Legion influence than I ever expected. They were classified as being part of Sargerai, which is of course linked to Sargeras, and I've always said that Sargeras as a final boss, or even Kil'jaeden, would create a couple of problems. Taking out Sargeras would mean taking out one of the major pillars in the Warcraft lore. You have the Titans, you have the Old Gods, and you have the Burning Legion. Trace any story, any character in World of Warcraft back to its origin, and you end up at one of these three pillars, at one of these three sources. I can't imagine taking out Sargeras, not to mention that he's been described as this uber powerful being. I just don't see it happening, at least not in this expansion, maybe never in World of Warcraft. Now taking on Kiljaeden in his full glory, that would be a very interesting fight. We fought him before during the Sunwell raid, but that was fighting him while he was stuck in the portal. That was at half power. Now at full power he would make a far better challenge. But you still have a problem of time travel and different realities. Say that we do take him on, right? Say that we do take on a fully powered Kiljaeden on this alternative reality Draenor. What kind of challenge is there left when facing our Kiljaeden? Some have speculated that the Twisting Nether and the Legion that it stands outside of time and realities, but in my mind that opens up so many problems that it's best just to ignore that and never go with it. Say that the Legion truly stands outside of time and realities, then why hasn't Sargeras teamed up with a million other Sargerases and taken out one of the bazillion Azeroths out there? If there's truly a multiverse going on in Azeroth, if there truly are so many things going on at the same time, and the Legion has the power to just go crisscross across all of it, there's just so many problems, and I really hope that they don't go there. Only time will tell though where this story is going to go, and I love what I'm seeing so far. I can't wait to find out where Gul'dan's story is going, where the Shadow Council story is going, where the Legion is going, and especially what's going to happen at Arkin Doon. We know that Gul'dan, he was going to help out Teron'gor with his Shadowmoon business before they would travel to Arkin Doon together. I haven't seen Gul'dan or Teron'gor show up anywhere in Shadowmoon Valley, but it's very possible that this still needs to be implemented, since there are a few zones corrupted by fell magic. The dungeon journal says that we'll be facing 4 bosses in Arkin Doon. First there's the Protector of Arkin Doon, followed by Soulbinder Niami. Those two were a given. The third boss is a Zekkel, Vanguard of the Legion, and his description is just awesome. On Argus, the former homeworld of the Draenei, now the stronghold of the Burning Legion, a Zekkel waits, poised for a servant of the Legion to open up a portal to one of the countless worlds they seek to invade. As Soulbinder Niami lowers the defenses of Arkin Doon, a Zekkel senses that his services will soon be employed towards the destruction of the holiest of the Draenei temples. It was already heavily suggested, but now it's actually confirmed. Argus has been turned into a stronghold of the Burning Legion, at least in this reality. Teron'gor's description says, Working alongside the Sargeras, Gul'dan's agent Teron'gor plots to feast upon the bounty of souls that lie behind the barriers of the holy city of Arkin Doon. That means that Sargeras, Shadow Council, Gul'dan, all of it is working together towards a similar goal. Awesome, I can't wait to see where this is going. Now for those that don't know, Arkin Doon is a sacred burial ground for the Draenor. In our reality, it was blown up by the Shadow Council, who tried to summon a horrifying creature of immense evil. This vile act of magic resulted in a massive explosion that blew up the temple and the surrounding area, making it look like we know it in Outland. This hasn't happened on this reality, so will Teron'gor's lust for power and souls make history repeat itself? Or will we and Exarch Maladaar be able to stop all of this and save this reality? Time will tell, and I can't wait to find out, since the instance, at least on the outside, looks beautiful, and I can't wait to explore it on the inside. That's this story done for now. Like I said, hopefully more will open up soon in the beta and we can explore the lore even further. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Subscribe if you like my videos, and until next time, guys. See ya!
Our bond is iron, our will unbreakable. Who will stand against us?